Today is day 5 in our series, Get Wisdom. And today, it gets a little saucy. A little saucy up in here because we're talking about sex. Now, sex is not a bad thing. Sex is an amazing thing. It's a gift from God. But you need wisdom in order to handle it correctly. So today we're talking about sex in our series, Get Wisdom. Y'all ready for this? Hello, everybody. Again, Mr. Brown here with day 5 of our series, Get Wisdom. And today, as I mentioned, we're going to get a little saucy today. That's what I really like Proverbs, because he talks about a lot of stuff. I mean, and it's interesting coming from Solomon, because Solomon really struggled. The brother had 300 wives and 700 concubines. So he had 1,000 women that brother was with intimately in some way. The brother was just all messed up. And the Bible even talks about the fact that his heart was turned away from God because of women. So it's interesting he giving his son this advice about wisdom because he learned the hard way, I would think. So anyway, I figured today, because when I listened to this the other day, on the Bible.is app, I thought it sounded really good. So I'm going to open up the Bible.is with you, and we're going to read this together or listen to the audio version. Again, please check out my tutorial or my video on Bible.is, the app. It's a great app. And a few years ago, I actually wrote them a letter, asked could I use some of this on my podcast. They said yes. And so I'm excited to play this for you. So I'm going to play Proverbs chapter 5. I may play the whole thing. We'll see what happens. So you ready? Here we go.
Proverbs 5. My son, be attentive to my wisdom. Incline your ear to my understanding, that you may keep discretion, and your lips may guard knowledge. For the lips of a forbidden woman drip honey, and her speech is smoother than oil. But in the end she is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Her feet go down to death. Her steps follow the path to Sheol. She does not ponder the path of life. Her ways wander, and she does not know it. And now, O sons, listen to me, and do not depart from the words of my mouth. Keep your way far from her, and do not go near the door of her house, lest you give your honor to others, and your years to the merciless. Lest strangers take their fill of your strength, and your labors go to the house of a foreigner. And at the end of your life you groan when your flesh and body are consumed. And you say,
How I hated discipline, and my heart despised reproof. I did not listen to the voice of my teachers, or incline my ear to my instructors. I am at the brink of utter ruin in the assembled congregation.
Wow. There's a lot in there. He's giving them warnings about who to be with, who not to be with, and basically a lot of self-control. And as the guy said, I hated discipline and my heart despised reproof, because he did not listen when it came to this subject. And so Solomon really wanted his son to learn, wants us to learn. I think Proverbs wants us to learn things we should do and not do with our bodies when it comes to sexual activity. Now, this is great, and please go through this and read it again. But we're focusing on starting at verse 15, because our proverb for the day is chapter 5, verse 15, which says this: drink water from your own cistern, flowing water from your own well. Yeah, there's a lot going on there. So let's finish listening to this together. We'll listen to the rest of the chapter. Here we go.
drink water from your own cistern, flowing water from your own well. Should your springs be scattered abroad, streams of water in the streets? Let them be for yourself alone, and not for strangers with you. Let your fountain be blessed, and rejoice in the wife of your youth, a lovely deer, a graceful doe. Let her breasts fill you at all times with delight. Be intoxicated always in her love. Why should you be intoxicated, my son, with a forbidden woman, and embrace the bosom of an adulteress? For a man's ways are before the eyes of the Lord, and he ponders all his paths.
The iniquities of the wicked ensnare him, and he is held fast in the cords of his sin. He dies for lack of discipline, and because of his great folly, he is led astray.
I hope you like that. I really like listening to the Bible.is. I love the dramatized version of these. Just they seem to help me focus some time and and actually just learn a little bit more. I mean, I'm using more than just my eyes, using my ears, my eyes, and my senses, and the music gets in there. Anyway, let's read verse 15 again. Drink from water from your own cistern, flowing water from your own well. And I think he is talking about, even though he's using an analogy of water, because you wouldn't take water from somebody else's cistern, you would get it from your own. And he's saying, hey, be filled with your own wife, be satisfied with your own wife and not someone else's. And he goes on to talk about that a little bit more explicitly. And I love what it says here. And this is something that I really like and has been applicable to me in my own life, is verse 19. A lovely deer, a graceful doe, let her breast fill you at all times with delight, and be intoxicated always in her love. I love that. Be intoxicated always in her love. The one you have. So I would say it like this, like they said back in the day, stay with the one you're with, or love the one you're with, right? It's better to stay at home. I know we have so many influences from within, from without, that always tell us there's greener, grass is greener on the other side, that something's always better than what you have at home. My advice to all of us is to stay at home. If you're married, you're in that relationship, stay at home. Love the one you're with, because the ones that out there are not yours. He even asked this question, why should you be intoxicated with someone else's love? Be intoxicated, my son, with a forbidden woman and embrace the bosom of an adulteress. Listen, if you're not married to that woman, she's not yours. So don't focus on her. Don't keep looking at her. Don't keep desiring her, because it's not yours. If you are married, love the one you're with. If you're not married, that one may not be yours either until you put a ring on it, until you go through the process of marrying that woman. So don't even focus on that one. Stay who you are and be happy where you are until you get that one. I believe marriage is a beautiful gift. I think it's a beautiful gift. And although there's temptations from many different ways, it is better to stay at home. Bruh, stay at home. It is not worth it. And I get it. The temptations are everywhere, but that's no excuse. It's much better to stay at home. Be intoxicated with her love. And I remember hearing this one time, and I'll never forgot it, that, some guys have different tastes. They may like brunettes or blondes, or they may like women with short hair, curly hair, thicker women, thinner women. We all have our standard. And sometimes the world or the media tries to tell you what the standard of beauty is. And I remember this, and I'll never forget it. When I got married, my wife became my standard of beauty. Period. Other women may look okay, but my wife is beautiful. And if they don't measure up to where she is, then guess what? That's not beauty, because I have my own at home. And I love this visual of water, because we can be very thirsty and we all need water to live, right? Drink water from your own cistern, flowing water from your own well. Stay at home. Stay at home. That's my advice for any of us in this situation, all of us for that matter, whether you're married, not yet married, or will never be married. I mean, because if you're not married, then there's other ways that God will fulfill those needs in your life. Don't go get somebody else to be somewhere else. That's the bottom line. I think that's some great advice in the book of Proverbs today in our series, Get Wisdom. Let me read it one more time. Proverbs chapter 5, verse 15. Drink water from your own cistern, flowing water from your own well. Stay at home, bro. Stay at home. Stay at home. Get wisdom.